So, there you go. Live. So we're doing another sip and propagate episode, and you just watched me make my whipped coffee. If you're not familiar, this is kind of like the TikTok craze right now, maybe also on Instagram, is to make this whipped coffee. The only thing I'm scared about this is like 2 tablespoons of sugar, and that's a lot of sugar. But yeah, so today what we're going to do is to repot my thaumatophyllum bipinnatifidum. As you can see down here, it has all these roots growing out of it already, so it sorely needs to be repotted, and I should have repotted it last year, but I didn't. So what I'm going to do is kind of like with the Monstera deliciosa, I am going to repot it, but I want to see if I could also remove some of the smaller plants that is included in this pot, and hopefully I could repot them separately. And I'm trying to grow some of this outdoors as well, just like with the Monstera. Alright, let me take this one out. So this one's going to be a struggle. Hold on. This one's a lot more difficult to unpot. It's really stuck in there, but hopefully we can get it out as soon as possible. So there you go. Yes, so this is the root system of my thaumatophyllum bipinnatifidum, and as you can see, it also has a lot of the aerial roots coming out. So if I want to make life easier, I'm just gonna put this into this larger pot, tease some of the roots, and pot it that way. But I'm also trying to get out some of the smaller plants, so we'll see how that goes. Basically, I'm braiding all the plants, all the aerial roots that's kind of wrapped around, taking them out that way. I've seen this in the wild while I'm in Florida. If you go to Orlando, or if you're from Orlando, you've probably seen this plant pretty much everywhere, and it's fascinating to see this in the wild because they can grow really big. So this is the one that I'm trying to get out, the smaller plant. Hopefully I can. Another thing I can do instead of teasing it out like this is to just cut straight right through, but I don't want to do that. I might end up doing it for my fiddler's bag, which is my next one that I'm going to do for the sip and propagate, sip and pot series, but I'm still iffy about that one because I don't want to kill that plant. That plant is more finicky than the Monstera or the thaumatophyllum bipinnatifidum. This one, I could abuse it. Like with the Monstera, it will bounce back even if it suffers a little bit. But my Monstera has been doing really well. They haven't really suffered. So, I don't know about the propagations because I sold them already. So, but I haven't gotten any complaints from the buyers. So none of them has messaged me. So. So here's what's going on so far. I was able to take out a couple of the smaller pieces. I'm going to show that in a little while, but this is what's kind of going on here. So for me to take this out, I think the best recourse is to cut it, because all of these are attached all together. And what I've discovered is the way it regrows is to put out pops almost. So basically all of these plants are attached. They're not separate plants that are potted together. They're attached to one another. So for me to take that out, I have to basically cut it off from each other. So trying to carefully cut this out from the other three, and just have to be very careful with undoing this. And oops. Okay. So I was able to take that one out, and this is what it looks like. I mean, some of the roots were cut off, but it still has very much extensive roots, so I am not worried, but definitely will give it some time to heal. Okay, so I should have cut that off earlier, but I did. Okay, so now it's just these three plants that I'm going to repot together, and we'll deal with the nodes and the smaller plants in a little while. Okay, so I lined the bottom with coco coir because the holes are a bit big, and so I'm just gonna put it down there, and I'm gonna pour some potting mix. So I'm just gonna dump it in. I'm not gonna trim the roots, but I'm gonna try to shove all of it in there and pot it up. Need a coffee break. Yeah, so I think this is good for now, and let me just put that aside and show you the smaller plants. I wasn't very successful in getting them out. Like this one, I don't know if it will grow. I'll try. This one came out but without roots. Hopefully there's enough of a node there that I could make this propagate, but we will see. This one kind of broke off, so I just have to cut it, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. There seems like a new growth coming in from there. And let me see if I'm just gonna, is there a new growth in here? Because sometimes there's a new growth in the middle of all of these. Oh, there's no, so I could snip that off too. So hopefully this one would propagate. And so this one is the most successful one, is this. So I'm just gonna plant this one by itself and see what happens. And this one I am going to plant outside and see what happens. But yeah, so this one I'm probably gonna put in water for now and see what happens along with this one, if they will actually grow. Alright, so I am repotting this, and just gonna dump soil in it. So this should be an easy and quick one. I forgot my soil downstairs. I have to bring it up, but should be enough for this one. And I also found this node. I'm gonna pot it together with this one over here, and hopefully that grows. Yeah, and once the smaller ones propagate, I will add them to this one, so this one doesn't look so lonely. And hopefully that node that I potted with it also grows. So yeah, so that's why this one's a little bit off center when I potted it. So hopefully something will grow here, and I'll add a couple more over here, hopefully. Let me see with this. It's probably not over bury it, like there you go, so I know where it is. Yeah, and that is the second one. So this is my thaumatophyllum. The thaumatophyllum repotted. This is the mother plant. There's 3 of them left in there now. Ugh. Yeah, so there's 3 of them left in there now, and this is the one, the smaller plant that I repotted since it already has extensive roots and a node that hopefully would grow. And this is the one that hopefully is a node, because I'm not really sure. I haven't propagated thaumatophyllum or bipinnatifidum before. The other 2 that is in here are just stalks. They're not gonna grow. If I put them in water, they last pretty long. So I'm just gonna put in there as decoration. Hopefully this is the one that would grow roots from the nodes, and hopefully that is a node. Here is basically a bulb, well, a node and some roots, and I'm gonna plant it outside and hopefully it grows. But that's it for my second episode of Sip and Pot, Sip and Propagate. This coffee is giving me such a sugar high. But thanks for watching. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I hope you subscribe. I come up with houseplants and sustainable lifestyle videos every week, and if you haven't yet, go check out these videos out here until my next one. But until then, I see you, I appreciate you, take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye.